Hey everybody, it's Jamie from Plum Island Sea Cabin. We are back on Plum Island and we are going shelling. It is a beautiful day on the island. It is about 55 degrees. There are a ton of people here today combing the rocks. Oh my goodness, I am in the jetty and there are a ton of things jam-packed in here. Let me show you. That looks like a giant moon. If we can dig it out, I'm not sure. Or if we can even get over there. I'm going to check it out in just a second. But over there is another moon that is laying right next to one of the larger rocks. So there's a lot of stuff caught up in here today, and we are going to check it all out. So let's see if we can get in to, if I can find it again, this one right over here, and see if we can dig that out. So I have my camera here. I'm going to try to prop it up so you can see maybe. Wowza. Look at that. That is a good shell. It does not smell pretty, but check out the size of this. Good shell. I am very pleased with this. It was worth the time and the effort to dig it out. Gonna give this one a good rinse. It is very stinky. This is one I will definitely leave outside my house for a little while. It is definitely stinky, but check out that blue. You know how we love that. I'm like swooning over here. Major moon swoon. And I am rinsing that one off. And I noticed something over here that is interesting to me. Might have to dig that out as well. Let's see if we can get this one out. My friend Lynn always says I should bring a screwdriver, which is an excellent idea. Probably much safer than what I'm doing here. Don't do this at home. Feel like if I get some of these loose, feel like I have a little bit of a wiggle here. Another moon. More orangey. Probably leave this one here for the hermits, but we're going to bring this ginormous one home because I feel like this might be a record for us for size. So we're going to measure this, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a record. So we'll leave that one here for hermits, and we will bring this one home to do some measuring. So stay tuned. So there are so many people on the beach today. I'm actually stopping people to check out their finds. That's a lot of sand dollars. That's really cool. So this wasn't found today, but it was found here, you said?
Yep.
Okay, this is a really good teaching moment. So you can see this whole area here has footprints and foot traffic all over it. So this area, I'm walking through it and I'm like, this area has definitely been picked through. But it really pays to know your shells, because looking in this area with all of these footprints everywhere, just knowing down here, this little piece of shell sticking out here with that little bit of pink on it, that is a deep water sea scallop. And I'm hoping that it's fully intact. But what's really interesting is all of these people missed it. So we're going to pull that out and hopefully it's a good score. But study that for a second so that you can see what it looks like. Because a lot of times great finds are just found by a little piece that's exposed and being able to identify it. So that is a very nice shell. And like I said, a lot of people missed it. I'm glad we didn't. It is a good find. So that is a score for us today. That is a good shell. Just pulled this broken piece out of the water, but I thought it was worth a mention because look at the color in there. And then I turned it over and I was like, wow. I did not expect that color on this moon, but that is very beautiful. So it was worth a mention. Total moon swoon over here. And I just wanted to share it with you. So there is something down here that is very interesting. So I'm going to see if I can dig it out. I'll try to prop my camera up so you can see. I'm trying to get the stuff around it loose so that it will wiggle free. But let's see if I can get my camera propped for you. I think that might do it. There's a lot of stuff jammed in here. This is a situation where I wish I brought a screwdriver. We're just going to have to go with what we have here. Dig. It's really jammed in there. This one might help. A little bit of headway. Ooh. It is an old LG phone. That is a first beach find for me. We'll have to find out what year it is. Very funny. Ooh. Look at that color. That is nice. This is like one of those sunsets in a shell. It has a little blue, it has a little pink, has a little purple, black, oranges, whites. It is like all the rainbows of a moon. That is a very nice shell. This is definitely my favorite shell to today. My the cell phone was the most unique shell. Let me see if I can get this in the sunlight for you. But this is definitely my favorite find of the day. So look at how many rocks we get to explore today. This is such a great section for shelling. This is not the Parker River Wildlife Refuge. It is after the last gate. And you can see there's a bunch of people here that are out exploring today. I love it. It's a beautiful day. But for those of you that want to visit Plum Island, just know that right now until August, the Parker River Wildlife Refuge is closed until August for the nesting plovers. So even when the refuge closes for the plovers from April 1st all the way through August, which is pretty much the entire summer, this whole section of the Barhead Rocks will remain open. It's located after the Parker River Wildlife Refuge at the end of that road. And it turns into Sandy Point Beach, which is part of Ipswich, and it's a reservation beach. So that will remain open. So if you're still looking to come to Plum Island and still looking to shell, don't worry, you won't be able to explore the whole 11 miles of beach line, which is awesome. Definitely come back in the fall. But if you really want to come here and shell, the Barhead Rocks will remain open and you still will be able to shell. Right over there, trapped in between those two large rocks, it looks like there's a good sand dollar. And then right down over the top, in between those little crevices, looks like there is a good sized moon. So let's go in and see if we can get them out. So here is sand dollar. You gotta be really careful when you're taking these out. I like to try to wiggle away some of the debris behind it because they're very delicate and will break if you pull them. But if you get some of the stuff loose that's behind and around it, it will usually pop out. So there we go. And that is a success. It did work. And that is a good sand dollar right there. So the other thing we saw down here was a moon snail that we're going to try to wiggle out. See if we can get free, which, oh, that was pretty easy. It's a good sized moon snail here. But we're going to leave both of these here for the ocean or treasures for other people to find. So we'll leave those together. That'll be a double score for someone. So let's press on and see what else we can find. All this stuff is caught up in these rocks. That is a huge moon snail, probably about the size of the blue one we just pulled out. Swinging around over here. It's a really cool oyster shell. Very nice oyster shell, still hinged. Like that. Clean that up later. Look at all those periwinkles living in the crevices of these rocks. Cute dog walk in there. I don't know, that moon snail looks really large. I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna turn my camera off, navigate my way over there so I don't slip on any of these rocks, and then I'll turn it back on once we make the score. Okay, we are here, and it is right down here. Get all the muck out of it. Oh, look. There's a moon inside of a moon. Let's pull that out. So this little guy here was inside, ooh, this bigger guy here, as all the mud slides out. That's a good size. It is not as big as the blue one we just found, but still a very good sized moon, which we will leave here for a hermit crab friend. Cute little moon wedged down here between these rocks. Rinse that guy off. That's a very beautiful whirl. Another nice find. Ah, this would have been such a cool Neptune. Oh my goodness. When it was like this, I thought it was a broken moon. What a cool surprise, but what a disappointing surprise. That would have been amazing if that was whole. What a bummer. So the New England Neptune, as you know, is on our list. Is on our list of shells to find fully intact. But I thought this was a moonsnail, so that was a nice surprise, but a disappointing surprise. But they are here, so we will find one eventually. So I like the looks of this moon that's buried over here because of the color. Sorry, I'm in all of the shots with my shadow. It is very bright and very sunny today. It's very hard to control where my shadow is, so I keep trying to shift and move where I am without getting my feet too soaked in the water. But I feel like the color of this one's going to be nice. That is a very beautiful moon snail. This is a section here that we saw sticking out of the sand that intrigued me to go in and pluck it out, and I'm glad I did. It's very cool coloring. Has amazing coloring. Put that down here. Lay that down here in some of that beautiful seaweed. Look at what a nice picture that makes. One of the things I also love about Barhead is all the rocks, because they have all of these cute little patches of periwinkles that hang out on them. And dogwalks, as we've seen before. But there are so many rocks here that are covered with cool things like barnacles, periwinkles, dogwalks. And just as I'm looking over there, I see a very cool moonsnail hiding right between those rocks over there. So we are going to head over that direction and check it out. So this is what we saw over here, peeking out, if I can get under there for you. We're going to try to come in from the other direction to try to save ourselves from getting wet, because it's too early in today's adventure to get soaked. So let's see. It's hiding right under there. If I can get my shadow out of the way. Let's see if we can get, oops, that loose. And that is a nice moon. Let's rinse it off in the water over here. See if we can get some of the color to come out. It always looks more saturated when it's wet. Those nice purple streaks in that. That was a nice find. Leave that here. Thank you guys so much for shelling with me today, and I will see you next time we hit the beach. Bye.